Welcome to the channel. It's Jojo here. I mean, obviously, who did you expect? But before I begin the video, before I start talking about what you've already clicked the video for, I don't know what the title is going to be specifically, but look, share this to any of your friends that if they play mobile FPS games or FPS games in general, just send this to them so that they can actually hear this real fact. Okay, the mobile FPS scene is a barren land. A barren land of the same thing over and over again. It's either a Call of Duty mobile clone or a Warzone clone. And the thing is, Call of Duty mobile and Warzone, they are not clean games. They are not okay games on a normal day. Yes, I said it. Feel angry at me for all I care. Look, you need to understand some stuff that opinions doesn't now. It's not your opinion that the earth is flat. Okay, the earth is not flat. It's a fact. That's how what I'm saying here. That's what I'm saying here. It's actually that's how it's all like. Okay, but before I literally start blasting about some stuff, look, I will not be mentioning all FPS games. Okay, I'm not that kind of guy. Okay, I'll just mention the ones I have played, and the ones if you didn't play your own FPS game, probably because of it is a clone or it is conflicted. Okay, now I used to play Free Fire before, and now you understand how I wanted a clean experience, a good experience for mobile FPS games, but I was kind of I felt a sense of disgrace when I checked all of them, and I found out that they didn't have what I really wanted. Warzone mobile had it, but we all know how unoptimized, how an unoptimized game that is actually unoptimized can kill the game. Okay, now let's talk about what is what's the a main issue. Movement is either clunky or it is as light as a feather. Yes, that's just the way it is. It's like Call of Duty mobile's on now. It feels like a Unity demo. Combat Master had one of the best movements in for mobile around 2021. But guess what killed it? Guess what sent this thing to an early grave? I mean, it's still alive, yes, but guess what sent it to an early grave? They decided to port the game to PC, and now they have split themselves between PC and mobile. When your game is an indie project, I don't know how you are going to keep on doing that. And I don't think Combat Master doesn't have mods for mobile or PC. I might be wrong. Okay, I might be wrong. I'm saying it now. Okay, but the movement that is just like that. It's light. It's too light. Call of Duty old feels like I'm controlling a 50-year-old man who is holding a gun. They're always moving oh my god. It's not even about graphical fidelity, just the movement itself. Or don't tell me that there's a movement pack, because of that's another thing that most mobile FPS games have today. They have what their PC and console counterparts also have: bloatware. I don't know how a game like Grand Theft Auto 5, right, on PC now, Grand Theft Auto 5, large map, the game itself is 100 and something gigabytes, right? Why is it that please, can someone actually deliberate how this actually works? Why is it that Warzone is Call of Duty with Warzone itself is around 300 gigabytes? The bloatware we have on FPS games today is kind of really it's too much. But back to movement. Okay, let's go back to movement. I know that I didn't talk about certain games, but I said that most of them copy one or two good movements, but it doesn't make sense. But then we have an odd one, Blood Strike. The movement is conflicting. I don't know whether it wants to be tactical or it wants it to be a spam fest of slide cancel. But look, movement on mobile FPS games needs to be simplistic, not overly complex or somewhat trying to be too many things at the same time. Because look, we don't need slide canceling on mobile FPS games for the simple reason. I don't know, maybe we're supposed to, maybe slide cancelling will feel like a chore eventually in life. And for the people who keep on saying that the movement is actually kind of good or something like that, it's not. Okay, look, I've played Call of Duty 4 before. I played Call of Duty 4. I played Call of Duty Road to Victory. That game came out on the PSP and the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2. That game has better movement than a game released in 2019. I don't care whether it's mobile or not. Okay, I won't care. Now, on another topic that we need to actually address this, the controller support. Mobile FPS games don't have controller support in the way I would expect. I know that some of them do have, but like they don't have like they don't really shout like controller support. Like for the most part, they don't. They always like say that we have controller support, but we don't have aim assist, or we have aim assist, but the controller support has bugs now. And combat master, like damn, like you were supposed to be the good guy, and you weren't supposed to join them, but no. You just had to screw me over with, like, I downloaded this game like 3 times this year, and it's still the same controller bug of not being able to switch weapons. And I play primarily on the controller because I like that console experience. I like that I don't like to touch my screen for the most part, so that like the heat of the tablet will not disturb me. Yes, I play on the tablet, okay. But now let's talk about like the controller support. They don't have it, and the funny thing is, the controller community has been growing, has been booming in the past 2 years. We had we have Razer, Kishi, I don't know, I might be wrong, but then we have Backbone too, like the Backbones, and we even have Xiaomi with those like, I've forgotten the different brands, okay. I play with a camoed PS3 controller. It has that kind of like Call of Duty camo on it. I don't know how, okay, but it's just like it's a husk. I was able to use, like, now this is actually a fact, right? If you hold the PlayStation button for any Bluetooth PlayStation controller, the PlayStation button and the triangle at the same time, your corresponding device will see it as an Xbox controller. Like that's just how it is. I was able to crack that, so it's actually kind of surprising and it's cool. But now games don't really have good controller support, or it's usually non-existent. It usually breaks these games. And then let me talk about monetization. Monetization. Nobody really cares. Do you want to know why? Monetization is what actually keeps the games alive. You see, a game that is made for free and is free to play, how do you expect them to get money, okay? So even if the people who pay for the game, right, are getting some cool buffs or perks or something like that, I won't bother, because of it's either that or the game dies. Facts. And like, I'm bundling this also with optimization. Optimization doesn't mean that the game will run on your 3GB phone. Let me use something for instance now. Crossy Road, clean game. It used to work on devices that had OpenGL 2.0, but now it's only on OpenGL 3.0 upwards, right? Do you want to know why? Because of, the game needs to be, the game doesn't need to look stagnated like Combat Master. No offense, okay, no offense to the indie devs, but like, do you really have to like split your game between PC and mobile? I'll always say that, okay, like, you should have focused on mobile only. Maybe when you became bigger, you should have gone to PC, but I digress, okay. But like, your game, right, doesn't need to be that, like, be able to run on all devices, okay. Let it run on the devices that actually pay and spend money on your game to keep your game alive, okay. But now let's now on the issue of like a game as simple as let's talk about like Warzone. Warzone did not have any form of optimization. It was a PC engine on mobile. That's why the game died. But for mobile games, if your game is not running well on your 4GB phone, don't bother, okay. Look, your device isn't even okay for regular apps or video editing in 2025, and you expect 2025 games to still run on your phone easily. Like I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it doesn't actually work like that. Now I know that some people are going to be like, I don't know, maybe like the game, if the game doesn't work on your 6GB phone or 8GB phone, then that is when there is a problem, okay. But for the other lower end devices, you shouldn't really bother. I won't bother. You guys don't even have a say in the finances of this game. You don't even do anything for this game. You don't even spend money on bundles, which is a fact, okay. But now that I've talked about those two, this is like something that I must say. This is actually like an advertisement for a particular FPS game. The FPS game is small, but it's actually kind of promising. Has the same controller support and everything, but the game still needs to work because it's a one-man project, okay. The name of the game is called Carnage Wars. Please check out that game on Google Play Store. It's made by some Nigerian dude, but the guy's direction is really cool, okay. Like, I was even surprised when I found out that he was one that made the game, because like it was kind of really cool, okay. Like, it even supports mods. You can actually get mods for this game, and it's even, I think it's also on PC too, so you can also try to play this game. I might be wrong, okay, but like, though the game is still in its beta phase, please check this game out, okay. Now that is all. Let's continue with the video. Shout out to Call of Duty for being a piece of shit and using AI for their bundles. Yes, I know some of you are surprised, like, wait, when did Call of Duty have like spend money use AI for their bundles? All these, they are like cool camos, like all these camos that you see them advertising on in Call of Duty Mobile, right? Most of them, like the recent ones, the ones in like from 2023 downwards, most of them were made with AI. Why should I spend money on something that has been made with AI? Congratulations, the fact that you're not even spending like any, like even like an ounce of like real cash on these skins doesn't means that like damn, like you guys are doing such a great job. Clap for yourselves. This is of shit. But look, like that is just all. Okay, monetization keeps for stuff. Monetization can keep your device, keep your game free and stuff like that. And look, optimization is hit or miss. Okay, it's something that developers actively work on, no matter how stupid they are. Like now, look, and to developers of the games, right? You guys are doing well, but you're not just going in the, you're working well in a different direction. Please work in an okay direction, right? Like shout out to you guys. You guys are actually doing good jobs. It's the companies and your higher ups that are probably pieces of, but I won't continue. Okay, look. Let me say something that has really is killing mobile FPS games. Content creators. We need to stop people who are just keep grinding on, like, I'm not grinding isn't bad. If you love the game, you grind on it, but you don't need to encourage grinding. You don't need to make your game like so bad, or like you're like so bad for casuals that it's only people that have been spending like 10 hours on the game that will actually have a good time. It actually annoys me. And then pushing 30 kills, best loadout, meta loadout, but then every few 3 months or 2 months you start talking about how the game that you're grinding on, the game that you're contributing to its downfall. You start telling me how the game is dying, or is the game dying. Don't bother about the background noise. Okay, look, I'm a young boy with my, like, I'm 14. I know some of you surprised, but I'm 14 and I have siblings. Okay, deal with it. Okay, but on the issue, like, you guys actually push all this kind of stuff. I've seen so many loadouts on different FPS games that is the same thing, like the same thing over and over again, like the same scope, the same mark capacity. You guys are killing your games. Okay, I'm not saying that, and you guys should try to be creative. Maybe I'll create a playlist or something for like how to create like actually interesting and creative scenes of as a content creator for mobile FPS games. Maybe I should start one. Like, if you want me to start one, tell me in the comment section. Okay, but that's all for the video. Mobile FPS games are bad, and I know I didn't talk about Delta Force Mobile because the game is relatively new, but I'm talking about the ones that have been here for more than 6 months right now. Okay, but Delta Force Mobile, until it gets controller support and 120 FPS support right off the bat, I will not talk I won't even bother myself with the game. Okay, but that is all for the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Join my Discord server, like and subscribe if you enjoyed everything. But that's all for now. I'll see you guys in the next one, but keep on gaming. There's hope for mobile FPS games. Okay, that's all for now, and bye.